My boyfriend booked the wrong dates for our tickets to see my favorite artist and made us miss the event, and now I'm contemplating breaking up with him because, while I booked the transportation, hotel, and everything else, he had one job and he ruined it. Throwaway for obvious reasons. I, 24F, have been dating my boyfriend, 27M, for 2 years long distance. We don't live together, but due to our demanding jobs, we try to see each other at least 3 times a month. Overall, I can say many positive things about our relationship. However, things took a turn a few weeks ago, and I can't seem to forgive him. For context, I'm very much a type A person. I need everything planned and in order. However, since I'm always planning things, with friends, boyfriend, or at work, I get worn down pretty quickly, and it takes a toll on my mood. He, on the other hand, is very laid back and goes through life with an it is what it is attitude. So naturally, it has always been me who's been planning activities, booking places to stay, sightseeing, and holidays throughout our relationship. A year ago, my boyfriend got me tickets for my favorite artist, and I've been excited ever since. I still had to book transportation, the hotel, and plan activities, though, but I didn't mind as long as we could get to see the artist in time. Spoiler alert, we missed the concert because my boyfriend booked the tickets for a different day, and we couldn't get a refund. Safe to say, I've never been more disappointed in my life. I still feel physically, emotionally, and financially drained, and that I can't rely on him. I decided we needed to go on a break, and I've been talking with my friends and my therapist about what to do. My therapist said that I'm processing it as a betrayal and a breach of trust. My friends are telling me it's up to me if I want to continue the relationship, but if they were in my shoes, they couldn't trust him with anything ever again. I understand that it's a mistake anyone could have made, and in the end, it's not that serious. He has apologized about 1,000,000 times and feels very sorry about how he let me down. But at the same time, all this pent-up frustration inside me keeps reminding me he had one job and still managed to ruin the experience for me. Of course, not everything is black and white. Besides this character flaw, he is a very good boyfriend, kind, funny, and we have the same opinions on politics, human rights, etc., basically all the serious life stuff. I can't seem to get over this mistake, though. We were planning on getting married and spending the rest of our lives together, yet I don't want to end up being the only one pulling the weight. Advice would be greatly appreciated. Top/relevant comments. Downvoted commenter. Is that all it takes for you not to trust him? So things didn't go as planned, so what? You're both alive and able to laugh about it and stick together to fix it. The first thing I would do is, your therapist is right, you are feeling betrayed, but it happens. He's not betraying you. You feel that way because you talk about him like he has betrayed you. Never go to your friends for advice unless they are living the life you want, because what do they know? They're not in the same place you are. And if your life is built on planning and organization and you can't get it together with your man, then I'd say your love is on a conditional basis, and that ain't right. Top priority planner. Ops response. I understand that. But as I said, I've been the one planning pretty much everything, and the one time he planned the trip, he couldn't bother checking the exact date for a year? And I still had to book everything without his help. It makes me feel alone, disrespected, and like he doesn't care about me. This planned trip got my hopes up. I made us matching t-shirts and had been talking about it for a year, and in the end, it was all for nothing. Commenter 2. I'm kind of confused why you'd book everything without checking the dates of the tickets first. This seems like a bit of an odd hill to end a relationship on, as both are at fault, unless I'm missing something. In general, though, if the relationship is making you this frustrated, then you're probably just not compatible anymore, and that's perfectly fine. Ops response. He told me the date, but it wasn't the correct one. He thought we were going to see the artist on the 1st, but we actually had the tickets for the 31st. He checked the tickets the day after our supposed concert. Before that, he hadn't checked them for an entire year, yet kept telling me the concert was happening on the 1st. Also, only he had access to the tickets. Hope that makes a bit more sense. Downvoted commenter 3. Please free this man so he doesn't have to deal with some neurotic woman who harbors intense bitterness over an honest mistake to the point she needs to put the relationship on hold. It must be absolute hell being off mentally. Ops response. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and I know how to let loose. In regards to serious matters like doctor visits, traveling, or holidays, I want them planned so I can minimize possible stressful situations that are out of my control. We've had issues in the past, and we communicated about them calmly. It's very bold of you to assume I'm neurotic just because I want to be responsible and actually enjoy the event my boyfriend got me as a gift. Commenter 4. Is he laid back at work? Does he forget dates and miss work deadlines? Or is it just with you? Ops response. I actually have no idea. But his work is very serious, and he uses a planner, so I doubt he has problems with the dates at work. In his personal life, I had to remind him of his sister's birthday, even though he has it marked in his planner. I'm starting to think he's bad with dates in general. Commenter 5. This one thing was a mistake. It's also part of a pattern. Do you want to be the one taking responsibility for everything that matters in your lives? Do you want to be the one who looks up and books hotels, flights, things to do, where to eat, makes sure you both have boarding passes and tickets and passports? Do you want to be the only one who knows what your child is allergic to, who their friends are, who their doctor and teacher are, when the first and last day of school is, what the homework is, when PTA is, when the field trip is? Do you want to be in charge of everyone's birthdays and holidays, when they are, what they like, and how to get it there? People who are go with the flow are supported by someone steering their boat and patching all the holes. This man can't even put an oar in. So yeah, he's nice. But he's incompetent and has made that a personality trait. Update 1 month 2 weeks later. Hi everyone, not sure if this will get buried or not, but a few people asked for an update. I omitted a lot of details and lied about our personal lives, just so I could get truly unbiased opinions. To tell the truth, I'm a med student. I got into med school a bit later because, well, life happened. He just finished law school. At the time of the concert, I had to study for my anatomy final and couldn't have any distractions, but I told myself that the concert would be a treat during this tough time. We had arrived at his friend's place where we'd be staying, and to be honest, I've never felt so unwelcome and out of place in my entire life. Me, my boyfriend, let's call him Jim, his friend Jane, and her boyfriend John decided to go to a restaurant in the evening, and Jane basically didn't acknowledge me the entire time. Every time Jim had to leave the table, Jane would turn to John and pretend I wasn't there. I then heard her say that after dinner, she'd like to get something cheap and sweet to eat, to which I suggested a certain shop in the city we were in. Jane replied that it smelled there. When I asked her how the shop smelled, she looked me in the eyes, laughed, and said it smelled like poor people. When Jim returned, I took him aside and told him what Jane had said to me, and he just laughed. For the rest of the evening, it was clear I was sticking out from the group because the conversation topics were about things I had no knowledge of, so I couldn't participate. I sat in silence until we came back to Jane's flat. I then cried in the shower. I felt completely useless, like the evening would have gone exactly the same whether I was there or not. The next day, the ticket incident happened. Jim checked the tickets and realized he had booked them for the day before. I tried to get replacement tickets and ended up being contacted by a scammer. I got scammed for around €80. I've already talked to the police, but they put the investigation on hold. During this time, Jim kept repeating how stupid he was and that he would fix everything, he just didn't know how. The artist won't be coming to our country again anytime soon, by the way. Jim also never said how he would prevent similar mistakes from happening in the future. After that, I didn't speak to him for almost 2 weeks and took to Reddit. In the end, I decided to give him one last chance and said that probably both of us should work on our communication. He said he didn't expect me to give him another chance and didn't know how to react, so he thought it over for 12+ hours and didn't contact me. During this